What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are, Thursday morning, second day of May, $7,490. Another solid day. I really can't complain. I mean, I'm up $20,000 in the last 2 days. So now I've got a really nice cushion on the month of May. I'm halfway to my profit target of 40 grand. And you know, I mean, this is the wind's at my back now. Things are gonna be a little bit smooth sailing from here. I don't have to feel as aggressive. I don't have to push this hard. Of course, if we have good opportunities, I know I've got a cushion, so I can go ahead and take a little more risk. It just always feels better to start the month strong. Now, that doesn't always happen. I've had a lot of months where I started in the red, digging myself a hole, and it gave me a project for the rest of the month to try to dig my way out. So, you know, I've been on both sides, but I'm always grateful when I start the month with some really hot momentum. And that's what we got today on ABIO. And today, we finally got a lot of sympathy momentum. There were about 5 different stocks that ended up being really strong, and so I just kind of kept getting low profit off of each one of them. So enjoy the recap today, as always. Leave questions, leave comments below if you have any, and I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be trading on my traveling trading station, location to be determined. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, everyone. So we're going to do midday market recap here, go over the trades from this morning. Today is the second big green day in a row, up $7,494.79, which is awesome. So seeing some good momentum here. And as I'm doing this recap, I see ABIO coming up and looking like maybe it's going to break through the VWAP. Circuit breaker halt level is at 1671. This is one that I made 2,600 on this morning with a quick scalp right out of the gates. This morning, this was our leading gapper. And of course, I made about 14,000 on this one yesterday. This morning, it was gapping up 80% with about 1 million shares of volume. It's a super low float stock, you know, history of making these big moves. And so this morning, the level that I was watching was right around 19, kind of right in this area. And so as soon as the bell rang, this thing ended up squeezing up and breaking the high of 1875. The bell rang and it opened at 1840. It dipped down for a second, and then as it surged back up, boom, that's where I jumped in. I jumped in anticipating the break over 1850, which was right here. So in at 1833, 40, and 47, only buying 1,000 shares on each one. I wasn't going super aggressive. I was being conservative. Immediately sold half at 1929 as it broke through 19, but it ended up squeezing all the way up to $20.45. My best exit was at 2039, which was pretty good. And then, you know, 30 seconds later, I was selling the rest down $2 a share back at 1833. So, you know, it didn't end up holding that level very well. I was watching it to get back in. It sold off and held at the VWAP right here. It started to pop up, and I was watching it really closely right in this area. And then it dropped, broke the VWAP, and since then has just been fading and going lower. So really until just these last few minutes where it started to open up a bit. So, you know, I'm not sure that, you know, yesterday it's kind of interesting because it did end up breaking the VWAP. It sold off, was looking pretty weak. It had retraced more than 50% of the move. And then it ended up breaking that VWAP and squeezing all the way up to $13. So this morning, this does look weak, no doubt about it. But if it breaks over 18, you know, next thing you know, I think we're gonna see the high a day. So it would be one to probably keep an eye on, but I'm not totally sure it's gonna work. I can't tell if the Facebook feed is coming through okay. If you guys are able to see it and hear it. I don't see any comments on Facebook, which is kind of unusual. We had an issue with Facebook yesterday as well. Let's see, let me copy this. Copy. It's fine? Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, so that was ABIO. So I got $2,600 of profit, which was fine. And at this point, could see if it holds the VWAP, and then maybe it gives another move. I mean, this could end up being one that really opens up. I just don't know. And for me, the ability to get in and take profit that quickly, it's all about reading the level 2. At that point, I'm not even really looking at the chart. I'm looking at the tape, the level 2, and when I see that big breakout, I see it squeeze, I see a price target, I'm going to start to take some profit, putting half on the ask or on the bid or whatever the case may be. So some good trades there on ABIO. The next ones are gap scanner this morning, ABIO and then NSPR. These were the two leading gappers. And so NSPR opened in kind of a similar way. It was sort of weak and then surged back up. I took my first trade on it right here, buying this 1 minute micro pullback. And right there, it squeezed up to a high of $7. So that was a quick 25-cent profit. It then pulled back. It then squeezed up over 7 and hit a high of $7.51. So in this move right here, I was able to make $2,298. And just like that, I was up $4,800 on the day, which is a great day, really solid by, 9:45. Then we had EARS. This one popped up and got halted. I jumped in as it was squeezing up, getting filled at 525. It ends up going to a high of 650, which was a huge move, and then coming back down. I sold some of it here, some of it here, and the rest of it here. So I in total made $1,900 on it with 5,000 shares, which wasn't too bad. Not a huge position, but a small scalp. And then at the same time that was halted, DFFN was halted. So what we ended up seeing was several stocks getting halted sort of all at the same time. And that was definitely because of the just crazy amount of volatility that we've seen on ABIO. FOMO was kicking in, traders are getting more and more aggressive. And today my job was to capitalize on the emotion in the market without falling victim to it. So my first trade on DFFN was coming out of the halt right here. It popped up to a high of 425, but I wasn't able to lock up the profit. Ended up losing about $1,000. I got back in as it squeezed up right here and made back about $200. Or no, I made back about $700. So I was only down $300. And then my final trade was right up here, trying to scalp the break over 5. It hit a high of 490 and then dropped back down. So I end up, this is the one I'm going to be red on, $587. And Tate was the last one. This one I jumped into for the breakout over 7, and it ended up hitting a high of $7.35, which gave me about $1,200 of profit. So decent trading today, some really good opportunities. I'm happy to have a nice solid green day. It's going to put me up over $20,000 on the month of May already. I'm halfway to my monthly goal, and it's May 2nd. And that's the reality of trading. You get a couple of really good days and you're going to hit your monthly goal immediately. And then on the flip side, you may have a couple of days where, and we had this last week coming into Monday and Tuesday, today's, now I'm losing track of the days. But in any case, I guess Monday was green, Tuesday was red, and then Wednesday was good. In any case, you'll notice that there will be some days where we have really not a lot of momentum. And the best thing for you to do is just to sit tight and hold your hands and not trade. And even though it's like, well, for me to hit my monthly goals, I need to be trading every day. I need to be making X amount each day. I get that. But at the same time, if the market doesn't give you anything you can really, sink your teeth into, you're just going to end up losing money. And then on the days like today where you do have great follow through and you have some nice profits, these are just getting you out of the hole. They're not putting you into the green. So right now I'm at all-time highs in my account here at 1 million over $1 million. I've got about $8,000 of profit above the $1 million level, or maybe 8,500. So my goal ultimately is to never have this account drop back below $1 million of profit. So that means, you know, I just got to keep moving forward, and I got to try to get as much of a hot streak in as I can, you know, before things cool down, before I have some red trades. So when I have that first pullback, it doesn't dip me down below the $1 million mark. So right now I've only got about an $8,500 cushion, but that's certainly better than I had 2 hours ago when we started the day. So I'm fine with that. You know, progress is being made. Tomorrow, you know, try to finish up the week with, you know, 1 or 2 more green trades. Go into next week feeling good, you know, with this profit cushion. And as a result of the pressure being off, inevitably, you're going to make better decisions about when to be aggressive and when to take trades, because you're not making those trades out of desperation. You're doing them just because genuinely you feel like they look good. So, you know, that's always a nice thing about getting a cushion at the beginning of the month. It doesn't always happen. I've certainly had months where on the first day I've hit my max loss. That's happened to me many times. So, you know, it doesn't mean you can't get out, but it's always nicer to start the month with a little bit of a hot streak. And, you know, I've been able to do it here these first 2 days, and sounds like a lot of you guys were as well. Yes, that's a good question, Caesar. So he asked, my $1 million challenge, does it include commissions? So let's take a look at the $1 million challenge. So I'm going to go here to May 1st and filter. And then we'll go to the reports view. I'm going to move this out of the way here so you guys can see what's hitting the scanner. So my net profit is $1 million, over $1 million right here. My gross profit, the gross is before commissions. My gross profit is 1.14 million. So I've actually been above $1 million for quite a while in gross profit, but net profit has been below. So look at this, coming back up to 18. You know, that it's tempting. The thing for me is that I was acknowledging that I probably was not going to be able to hit a home run on ABIO because the stock was over $10. And so therefore the risk is going to be a lot higher. ABIO now halted at 1793. You know, but be looking for a move up towards 2050, although if we actually got that far, that would be a big U shape, a big double top, and we would probably need a period of pullback. But we did get a little pullback here, so let's see what it does. In any case, so yeah, I made 1.14 million before commissions, and commissions were $47,000, and my ECN fees for direct access routing were $95,000 over the course of 2.5 years. So about 130 grand in fees and commissions, which is just a little more than 10% of my gross profit going back to commissions. And that's, you know, that's pretty much been steady, you know, for the last several years. I have 2016 also in trader view. So we'll go up to 1.4 gross, commissions here, you know, about 165,000. So, you know, I mean, it's, yeah, the broker is doing well with me, that's for sure. But, you know, I trade, I'm an aggressive trader, and I, you know, often trade with big size. So that's, you know, my choice to trade that way, and the commissions are going to be that way. But yeah, in terms of like business overhead, think of the commissions as just the cost of doing business. It's only 10%. So the rest is profit, which is great. So yeah, this is average about 70% accuracy before commissions, 67% after, 68% after. Average winners, average losers, about the same, pretty darn close. Average winners about 7 minutes long, average losers about 12 minutes long. So some pretty interesting metrics there. Biggest winner 31 grand, biggest loser 19 grand. So ABIO, the halt time was 10:46 and 54 seconds. So resumption should be 10:51 and 54 seconds if it's a 5-minute long halt, which is what I would expect. Nice. Looking good. Seeing you guys making money is always nice. Just looking at Inner Circle students sharing his P&L. So, trade smart, know when to walk away. Every day you have a choice. You're either leaving money on the table or you're giving back profits. Today I'm going to be leaving, my last trade was on DFFN. So I guess I'm leaving, I guess I'm actually giving back a little bit of profit on DFFN. And I might be leaving a little profit on the table on ABIO by not continuing to trade it. But, I'd rather just continue to build the cushion trading during the first hour when I do my best. And, once I've got a little bit of a bigger cushion, maybe I'll be okay taking a little bit more risk. All right, so that's it for me. I hope you guys all have a great afternoon, and we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, see you guys in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.